Minister, could I ask you just to outline, if you please, the present and proposed spending from the Outdoor Recreation Measures Fund recently announced in Waterford, and if you could just give an outline of what future projects are under consideration, please.
Good. And thank you, Deputy Shanahan, for raising this. As part of our rural future and the new National Outdoor Recreation Strategy, Embracing Ireland's Outdoors, I'm committed to building on the wonderful opportunities provided by Ireland's outdoor recreation sector. Indeed, Waterford is a great example of what is possible in this sector. The Outdoor Recreation Infrastructure Scheme provides funding for the development and enhancement of outdoor recreational infrastructure such as walking trails, cycleways, blueways and mountain trails. And since the launch of the scheme in 2016, funding of more than €106 million has supported more than 1,500 projects across the country. And this includes 46 projects in Waterford, totalling €2.9 million. Earlier this year, I launched the 2023 Outdoor Recreation with an allocation of €16 million, a €1 million increase in 2022. 9 applications have been submitted by Waterford County Council under Measure 1 of the scheme and the Project Development Measure, and these applications are now being assessed. The deadline for applications under Measure 2 and 3 is the 27th of October, and I expect to announce successful projects under most of the measures in the first quarter of 2024. I should note that outdoor recreation is also supported by my department in a number of other ways. For example, over €1.5 million has been provided to 20 recreation-based projects in Waterford under the Town and Village Renewal Scheme. My department's Walk Scheme also supports the ongoing maintenance of 2 important trails in Waterford, that's St Declan's Way and the Anne Valley Trail. I was also pleased to approve the appointment of a new Rural Recreation Officer position in Waterford, which commenced last year. This investment, together with the delivery of the new Outdoor Recreation Strategy, is helping to transform this sector in Waterford and indeed throughout Ireland.
Thank you indeed. And you rightly pointed out, Minister, and I know you have visited, and I've had the pleasure of accompanying on some of your visits to Waterford. You know, the very significant number of attractions that we have down there, and we are blessed in Waterford with the topography that we have. We have lakes, rivers, mountains, sea, and mountaineering and all of that right on our doorstep. But I do think, and the measures are very welcome that you're announcing, Minister. But I would say to you, I think it's very important that we get very good strategic joined-up thinking. And you have mentioned the RRDF for the likes of Cappoquin, Lismore, Tala, Ballyduff Upper, and they're vitally important, I think. And I would ask, Minister, when these projects have been looked at, you know, that we would have wide engagement with private sector stakeholders to try and ensure that, you know, that they're aware of the projects that are being proposed and to see how we might integrate them into the overall proposal and proposition. So that we can really flesh these out and make sure that where money is being spent, that it's really being targeted to give a bang for the buck in terms of the tourism and amenity opportunity.
And thanks, Deputy. And I have to say, you're very fortunate to come from Waterford, because it is a beautiful county. And I was down in St Declan's Way, and indeed you were there, and I was at that most fabulous Mount Congreve gardens, and that's such a wonderful amenity. But you have 115 kilometres of beautiful walks, beautiful scenery, and I'm delighted that my department has been able to support the projects. And of course you have the Waterford Greenway, and I know that's a big tourism draw for the county. And since the pandemic, of course, we all know there's a newfound appreciation for the outdoors. These projects are identified at local level by the local authorities, and I think you know, the local authorities could engage with the local stakeholders and make them aware of what's coming, and that means there's opportunities, because you see, when we develop these walkways or some of the outdoor recreation spaces, the coffee shop or the mobile coffee shop springs up, and that all brings you know, an extra income into an area. So you know, the infrastructure fund is in my department. It's a great scheme. It's supporting the development of the walking trails, the blueways, the forest parks, the mountain bike trails, and so on. and there's a lot of really good projects in Waterford, and I know that you'll know them very well. And the Cappoquin Railway Bridge Loop Walk, that got $500,000. The Anne Valley Walk, 142,000. The Crowwood Trailhead, 365,000. The Mahon Fall in the Comera Mountains, 200,000. And the Copper Coast Walking Trail, we've given them 50,000 to do a feasibility study. So when you come forward, encourage them to come forward with the ideas, and we're happy to support them, Deputy.
You're very good, Minister. And Minister, as you have pointed out, and you've done a fair old advertising job yourself there in terms of speaking about the amenities that are on offer. And there are two that I would just like to highlight, Minister, and they may well be on your desk already, is the development of the Blueways, as you say, particularly on the River Blackwater, and you've referenced Cappoquin already, but also on the Waterford Estuary. And I think ideally what we need to try and develop, and we have, great visitor attractions, what we need is to try and create great destinations where people will stay over, not just visit for an hour or two and move away. We're trying to, I suppose, develop a more long-term tourism proposal around all of these, and I think that's why, as I say, the URDF and the RRDF is really important to try and give support to that in terms of maybe accommodation, but indeed, commercial business offshoots that can be developed around these projects as well. But I thank you, Minister, for for your support, and you have been very supportive, to be fair, and I look forward to engaging with the local authority, and as I say, we will come to you with further projects hopefully, and I hope you will have a kind and listening ear.
Thanks, Deputy, and I have to say it's been my pleasure to travel to Waterford a few times, and I'd be delighted to get back down again to see more of the projects. The good news is I'll be announcing more projects early next year. So the applications haven't closed for measures 2 and 3, and they'll be closing. I think I gave you the date there on the 27th of October, and then they'll be announced they're coming in the end of October. They'll be assessed then, and we'll announce the successful applications in Q1. So as I said, get the applications in, because they're a great asset to the whole area, and it does bring people in, and particularly the forest walks are becoming very popular, and adventure tourism is the way forward. So we have a lot of natural amenities. We need to build on those and bring more people into the various areas. Of course, you're very lucky in Waterford now. You've got a coastline as well. We don't have that in Monaghan.